Hi, it's Lee from colouringqueen.net, and today I want to show you a different type of colouring book. It's called Colour by Dots. Now for Aussies, I got these from Kmart. Seen them when I was strolling through the other day, getting Millie new treats, and here's Millie. Yes, she wants to play. Seen the camera go on, and she wants to be a part of the Colour by Dots. So there's only two that I know of, which is Van Gogh and Monet, and two of my favourite artists, and they're really different because they've already got some pre-coloured dots in there and then you colour around them, but they've also got the amazing artwork prints. So let's dive into Monet first. Now we've got a nice laminate card cover here, and you can see on the back how it's meant to work and what you're meant to colour in, etc. So title page, we've got some pages there that we could experiment with our mediums. The paper is pretty light. It's similar to Create Space paper. It's not overly heavy. We've got a history of Claude Monet, and then we've got the gorgeous artwork. And you can see that they suggest using pencils. That's right, isn't it, Millie? They suggest using pencils. And clearly it's going to be one of her faves. Do you know, she was asleep until the camera came on. So years ago when I lived in London, I might just zoom you in, one of the jobs that I had was working at the National Art Gallery in London, and the Monet exhibition was on. So I think it's probably one of my better jobs that I've had in my life, being paid to look at Monets all day. So I had to get this one because it was sentimental, and I love Van Gogh, so I had to get that one as well. But they tell you on the back page where the original painting is in this book, so that you can check it out to see if it's one that you want to do. And you'll see that, yes, Millie, you'll see that all the little dots are already pre-started there in different colours, and then you just try and colour match them. So I thought I'd use the Crayola markers with this and sort of see how it works, and later on in the week I'll do a video of that if you know, it suits Her Highness over here. So we've got a lovely other page, and at the moment you just don't know which picture it is, but at least those starting dots give you an idea of what it might look like. And Millie's not very happy about being moved, so we might see a tail flick up on us soon. It makes me wonder about Millie and her camera love, because, you know, she was adopted and she's 4 years old apparently. It just makes me wonder if, you know, if she was always photographed in a previous life or something, because she seems to just love the camera. But she doesn't come out for it all the time. Sometimes she does have a nap during filming. But this cat and the camera, and she's giving me a foul look. Oh, I'm sorry, sweetheart. You can sit on the book later. And so here are the gorgeous paintings. I just love this dreamy style. It's just such beautiful artwork. It's just so pretty. And it's funny, in real life, they're so much smaller than you imagine. I mean, I wonder what they would have done with the amount of art supplies available nowadays. I wonder if they would have kept the style that we know and love them for, or if they would have used different mediums. So these are all the images that are included in the book that you can colour in. And this is just still on the same quality paper. So it's thin, it's not overly heavy. Definitely not one for the alcohol markers. It'll come through the other side, but at least those dot-to dots are single-sided, so if you don't mind it showing through on the back, you could use that. I've never used like a pre-coloured dot colour by number, so I'm interested to see what it will look like. Now this is probably one of my favourites, so I might do that one. Well, that one looks quite good too. But, you know, who can resist water lilies? I mean, it's beautiful. But I want to test out the mediums first and, you know, before I dive in to make sure which one will produce the result that I like the most. So that's Monet. So let's have a look at Van Gogh. And again, it's the same format. So we'll look at the dots and you can try and maybe guess the pictures. There's the beautiful irises. And my irises that I planted, my bulbs, are coming up really well. Can't wait to see them. I like the way they tell you where the original painting is in the book. Look at all of these dots. Now, it would have been more convenient if they'd had a legend down the side so you could pick out your colours beforehand and have them at the ready rather than, you know, searching the dots and finding the colour. But I guess that's just me. I was using one of my colouring tutorial books yesterday, and I just found it really inconvenient that they didn't list the pencils used in each tutorial right at the beginning, like a recipe. And I guess that's just me because I like recipes and, you know, I like that format of, you know, here's what you need. So I guess everyone's different. And it's actually got some grey detail in here. And it's very faint, but it should actually fade out once you colour over it. I've got another dot-to-dot book, not dot-to-dot, I'm a goose. I've got another colour by numbers book that I'll be showing you, and what was really annoying about it was the actual numbers showed through because they had white as a primary colour throughout some of the pictures, and when you coloured over it you still got to see the numbers, so I actually had to use my Posca pen on it to obliviate those numbers, because I know some people like seeing the numbers and it doesn't bother them, but it actually does bother me, so rather than live with it, I put the Posca paint onto them. But it is nice seeing the actual colour rather than the number. And it kind of makes me wonder why with normal colour by numbers books, except for white, of course, why they don't actually do the numbers in the actual colour. And maybe it's so that you can change up the colours if you wish, but it just seems to me that it would blend into the background so much easier. Aren't these pictures gorgeous? And you know, maybe now Van Gogh wouldn't be heartbroken in love. He might have just, you know, nipped onto Tinder and found a new love. It'd be interesting to see, you know, what artists from the past did in the future. Like what materials they used and who they chose to paint, who they thought worthy, and what scenes. And there's our beautiful irises. So there we have it, our gorgeous masterpieces in colour by dot. So I'm going to try one of these later on in the week, maybe Monet, maybe Van Gogh, I don't know. And I'll show you what it looks like when it's finished. Oh dear. Millie, come on. Come on, sweetheart. Come on. Come on, darling. So until next time, happy colouring.